This is a very, very special and important video to me because I am going to reveal finally what is going to be in my latest book, Captivate. I've been getting questions for months on who's in it, what's it about, so I thought I would go through and reveal what is in the table of contents. So the very first thing you're going to do when you get the book is you're going to take your PQ. PQ is the people intelligence version of IQ. So it's your interpersonal skills, your ability to read body language. It's a 20-question quiz. We will get your PQ score because the whole goal of the book is to get your PQ score up. The part one of the book is then about the first 5 minutes of any interaction. So this is how do you control your first impression? What do you do when you walk in the room? The very first chapter is about control. I don't know about you, but when I'm in social situations, I sometimes feel very out of control. So the very first thing I want you to do is take all your interactions into your control. And we're going to actually talk about Harry S. Truman, and I'll tell you a little bit about his story because he has a fascinating way that he is able to work a room. So I'm going to teach you how to do that in chapter 1. Chapter 2 is called Capture, and it's going to be all about making a killer first impression. And I'm going to tell you the story of Arild Remeray. He's a orchestra conductor, and he has some very interesting tips on the first 5 minutes when someone sees you. So a lot about nonverbal and body language. Chapter 3, this is like one of my favorite chapters. It's so hard. I feel like all my chapters are my favorite. It's like picking a favorite child. It's so hard. But chapter 3 is one of my favorites, and it's about how to have dazzling conversations. So this features a graffiti artist from Colombia and how he uses the spark of a conversation to try to capture people. Chapter 4 is about finding the highlight or being the highlight. So I talk a lot about how to be the most memorable person in the room, and this time we're going to use Alfred P. Sloan's story of how he did that with everyone he met when he ran General Motors. In chapter 5, we're going to talk about intrigue. So now we're getting into the dark, mysterious part of people's skills, and I'm going to be talking about my good friend and author, Lewis Howes. The whole part of this chapter is how to be ridiculously likable. I think everyone wants to be ridiculously likable. In part 2, after the first 5 minutes, we go into the first 5 hours. So once you've gotten to know someone and you're on your second or third date, then what? Then what do you do? And so this is about how to decode. Chapter 6 is about decoding the 7 universal microexpressions and how you can read people's faces. I'll be talking about Dr. Paul Ekman's story. In chapter 7, I'm going to teach you how to speed read or how to crack someone's personality. We are going to be looking at Richard Nicolosi, and he's a thought leader at Procter & Gamble, and he has some amazing tips on how to solve someone, how to crack someone open so you know how to tap into their needs. In chapter 8, I'm going to be going into what I call the Matrix, and it's just like Keanu Reeves, but even cooler. No red or blue pills, but pretty cool. This is about appreciation. I'm going to be talking about my friend and entrepreneur, Paige Hendricks Buckner, about how do you use the science of gratitude to connect with people. In chapter 9, this is about value, and this time we look at Boyd Vardy. So Boyd Vardy, I got to meet him when I was in South Africa. I'm in South Africa in the South African wilderness in the most luxurious hotel I'd ever been to, in the most inhospitable adventure I've ever been in. And I got to meet Boyd Vardy, whose family founded this amazing eco-tourist resort. And we're going to hear about how he finds value with everyone he meets. And the very last section is the first 5 days. So you've had your first few dates. Now you have a real relationship with someone. This could be a colleague, a friend, a romantic partner. Chapter 10 is about how to connect. I'm going to be talking about comedian Nicole Payon and her amazing way that she gets people to listen when she speaks. Not only being funny, but some other tips as well. Chapter 11 is about empowerment. So this is how to lead people. As we work through the book, I'm going to be trying to level up your interactions, moving from acquaintances to friends and friends to partners and colleagues to business strategists or mastermind partners. And this section is all about Mark Borden. Mark Gordon is an Academy Award-winning producer of Grey's Anatomy and Saving Private Ryan, and he's going to be talking about his secret to leading people. Chapter 12, reveal. So the secret keeper of all is Frank Warren. He is the creator of the blog Post Secret, and we're going to be talking about the science of secrets and how it helps you connect. Chapter 13, this is probably the big one for you. It's about how to deal with difficult people. I interviewed Xochitl Gonzalez, a wedding planner, very, very well-known wedding planner in New York City, because if anyone knows how to deal with difficult people, it's a wedding planner. And the very last chapter, I feature my friend and colleague, Dan Ariely, who is an amazing behavioral scientist on how to turn people on, the science of popularity. So all the different strategies in this book, been about 10 years of research, and they're all my favorite people hacks, ways that you can study human behavior just like you study for math or science. So I hope that you will check it out. I hope you'll pick it up. I hope you're as excited about this table of contents reveal as I am, and I hope you like the book. Thanks.